Imagine a state where the sun shines bright, but the promise of clean, affordable energy flickers out due to a sudden policy shift. Louisiana is facing a significant setback as it stands to lose $156 million in solar energy funding, thanks to the Trump administration's decision to cut the program. This move is a major blow to the state's efforts to enhance electricity reliability and affordability, especially in a region known for frequent power outages. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, recently announced the cancellation of a $7 billion program aimed at reducing utility costs for nearly 1 million people nationwide. Louisiana's share of this fund, totaling $156 million, was intended to expand access to renewable energy for low-income and disadvantaged families, as well as to provide crucial support during power outages caused by severe storms. State officials were caught off guard when they learned of the funding cut via a social media post from EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. Zeldin's tweet stated that the agency no longer has the authority to manage or allocate the funds, citing the One Big Beautiful Bill signed by President Donald Trump last month. This bill, which includes tax and spending reforms, effectively eliminated the $27 billion Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, a key component of former President Joe Biden's climate legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act. The EPA formally informed the Louisiana Department of Energy and Natural Resources, DENR, of the program's termination on Thursday evening. According to Patrick Courages, a spokesperson for DENR, the agency was officially notified of the decision. The termination letter from the EPA, shared with the Times-Picayune, emphasized that Congress had made its intentions clear by repealing the statutory authorization and all allocated funds for the program. Congress has made its intent clear via a repeal of the statutory authorization and all appropriated funding for the program and the administrative burdens of implementing and overseeing the program, that the Solar for All program is no longer to operate, the letter stated. In response, Courages noted that the state will explore alternative opportunities, both federal and otherwise, to bolster energy resilience. The Center for Planning Excellence, CPEX, a Baton Rouge-based organization that helped develop Louisiana's Solar for All program, highlighted the economic benefits the initiative would have brought to lower-income populations. Louisianans are already rightfully upset about their energy bills. They are high, getting higher, and already unaffordable for many, said CPEX President Camille Manning Broom. Electricity is becoming a luxury in Louisiana, while residents in states generating solar are getting money back. She praised the now terminated program for its potential to address affordability and grid resilience in a state with one of the nation's highest electricity cost burdens. The federal Solar for All program promised a 20% reduction in household bills for participating low-income residents. Approximately 15,000 Louisiana households were expected to benefit from the program, generating around $4.6 million in savings, according to Manning Broom. Louisiana people need our state leadership to protect this investment that is critical to meeting current energy needs, maintaining economic competitiveness, and powering our future, she emphasized. U.S. Representative Troy Carter, D. New Orleans, criticized the EPA's decision, calling it potentially illegal. Cutting these grants is a betrayal, he said. It hurts working families, our environment, and our shared future. However, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, R. Jefferson, Governor Jeff Landry, and U.S. Senators Bill Cassidy and John Kennedy did not respond to requests for comment, but here's where it gets controversial. But states with Democratic leadership and various organizations across the country are preparing to challenge the EPA's termination. They argue that the president lacks the authority to rescind funds already appropriated by Congress and committed to state agencies. All of the $156 million awarded to Louisiana has been obligated. In its initial communications with the federal government, Louisiana's Energy Department outlined how the program, which aimed to generate 112 megawatts of solar power, would positively impact the state. Louisiana is in a unique position nationally to demonstrate how to reduce its high greenhouse gas inventory through the incorporation of solar energy, while addressing its historic social and economic inequities, DNR stated in its February 2025 work plan application to the EPA. The program had not yet begun implementation as the state awaited final approval from the EPA. Louisiana faces frequent extreme weather events, including hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, drought, wildfires, and high heat. Projected sea level rise exacerbates flood risks and accelerates coastal land loss. These conditions, combined with the state's high rate of power outages, underscore the urgency of the situation. In 2021, the average customer in Louisiana experienced more than 80 hours of power outages during the year due to the weather, by far the highest in the country. The DENR application noted, disadvantaged communities in Louisiana will continue to suffer the devastating impacts of hazardous weather without the means to evacuate or invest in energy resilience options. Solar for All aimed to address these issues through a variety of programs for eligible low-income homeowners and renters. This included residential solar installations for single-family units and small multifamily apartments, with no upfront costs and a minimum of 20% in savings. Battery storage grants were also planned to complement these installations, reducing grid dependence and enhancing household resilience. This would allow residents to power their homes at night, on overcast days, or during outages using stored solar energy. The program also introduced a new pathway for community solar, enabling renters or those unable to install solar panels on their properties to subscribe to a share of a solar farm and receive credits on their electric bills. The initiative was expected to support up to 8,600 households across the state through community solar. New Orleans, the only Louisiana city with policies allowing community solar, had planned to use the funds to finance projects for a total of 55 megawatts of power. There's enough demand in the city, said Greg Nichols, who leads the Office of Resilience and Sustainability in New Orleans. I don't want to say they're not going to happen. It just makes all of those projects harder to pencil out. What do you think about the EPA's decision to cut the Solar for All program? Is it a necessary step to manage federal spending? Or does it unfairly target vulnerable communities and hinder progress towards renewable energy goals? Share your thoughts in the comments below.